Welcome. This is Zangler, the Tesla Semi Advocate, and my mission is to bring you content regarding the Tesla Semi program at Giga, Nevada. It started a couple years ago when I first spotted a Tesla Semi on the highway in my town of Fernley, and it's progressed to this point. One of the things I wanted to do, because the factory was complete, and based on some suggestions from viewers and also from leadership from Joe Tegmeyer, I wanted to fly and get early morning footage, both for the sunrise and also to get a little sneak peek, if possible. These windows are tinted, but as you can see, they are building a factory production line in there, enough to build 50,000 Tesla semis a year. So one of the things I do is when I'm over the factory, I fly higher. But because I am actually outside of the factory property, the Tesla property, I'm flying a little lower than I would if I was actually over the factory. And you'll see that later where I don't peek. I have the opportunity, but I don't peek inside the doors or the windows from the same angle out of respect to the workers, even though it was a light shift at 6:15 in the morning. Here's a couple of big pieces of equipment that were delivered a few days ago and are just sitting there waiting to go in. One of the things you'll see later is that the entire Tesla Semi test track has been paved, and we take a run down it as though we're a simulated Tesla Semi later in this video. Coming around the northwest corner where the American flag flies, you can see that there's no wind, but it is starting to get chilly. This is the first time the Tesla Semi Advocate has actually not been wearing shorts in months. One of the things I want to talk about is what is going on at this end of the building. I had an idea. They need to build fiberglass fairings. Could those be tanks? Could those tanks contain resin for fabricating the 150 or so fiberglass fairings a day that they're going to need? That's my current guess, and I've got guess slash speculation, and as always, love to hear what you guys think, especially if you know anything about fabricating large fiberglass pieces. Here's a good look inside, but not much to see there, but they certainly are leaving that open for large deliveries in the BFD, the big friendly doors. I posted a video the other day saying that they backed the stamping press into the BFD, and not one person asked what that was, either because you already know, because you're a regular viewer, or just flew right over your head. Anyways, we're now flying down the western perimeter outside of the factory proper, but peeking in. This is the first time, this is a first. If you've watched Joe Tegmeyer or any of the drone coverage from Texas, you will recall that they were constantly tearing up concrete and asphalt and redoing it. And this is the premier first time I've seen them do it, and I'd given them accolades in the past for very good planning, and not sure what that was about. This little section of the building that we just went by, the appendage that sticks out, there's an underground elevator that comes up from the space below the stamping presses. This is the stamping section, section G, and that little gray section that sticks out has an elevator that feeds it, I believe, to take the stamping um, spoils out from underneath the stamping press and then recycle them through that lower and wider BFD. Here's a beautiful view of the high volume Tesla production factory, Tesla semi-production factory. And this southwest corner is one of the few sections that hasn't been paved, and I bet you they'll get right on that, because as we fly around the factory at a higher altitude, you'll see that virtually all of the paving is done, and all these people parked here are inside that factory at 6 o'clock in the morning, helping to build out the assembly lines, the highly automated assembly lines that will produce 150 a day, approximately. I added some to the actual dividing 50,000 by 365 because of downtime. So I think it goes from 134. I'm speculating 150 a day, so that they have time for downtime and retooling and adjusting the assembly line. Now we're going along the eastern perimeter to the megacharger, and we have possibly the first cabinet or the utility supply box. I'm voting for a V4 megacharger cabinet there. And if I had to guess, I think another one will go to the left of it and will be fed joules from below, from those two conduits. Or maybe not. There's two pads for megacharger cabinets. And, I'm not 100% sure, I don't know about you, the difference between a megacharger and a V4 supercharger. I do know that the Tesla Semi does not use the NACS plug configuration. It has a much larger plug, and I think I have seen on some V4 superchargers both a regular NACS plug and then the megacharger plug. Anyway, this is the northern perimeter of the building, and this is the test track, separated by those lights in the middle and guardrails on the right. And we're about to make a run down a full speed run down the test track and see what happens if you don't have that emergency escape and you don't have brakes. You go off the edge of that, and you end up over here at the pilot production line, which is separated by one commercial building, and that is the 550 Milan pilot production line that has produced every single Tesla Semi that is on the road today, actively doing work for Tesla and also being driven by the Tesla engineering team to get as many miles on them and to try to discover any issues and implement design improvements, which we expect are coming. There was a Tesla frame that was under wraps a few weeks ago, and I'm guessing that that's the new version of the Tesla Semi. Just taking a general look at the Tesla high volume semi-production factory, Giga Semi, and legacy Giga Nevada GF1 in the background. Every day producing, in partnership with Panasonic, producing 2170 batteries for use in Model 3s and Model Ys, Model S's over at Fremont. and using Tesla semis to deliver the battery packs, in addition to drive motors and power walls, home power walls. No longer are mega packs made here. So later today, I'm going to focus in on the LFP battery factory, which we just went by, and I get some pretty cool shots of Tesla's LFP battery factory, the pilot factory, the Giga semi high volume factory, and GF1 all lined up for you. So stay tuned for that, and thank you very much.